Hey, 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 people, we are back again.
We are back.
What are we back with today?
Are we watching this?
Yes, we are. We are back with Love Island Allstars, Season 2, Episode 28. What do you think of the episode today? Was it good?
It had moments. I think, if I'm being truthful, I'm over it. I don't think there's anything that they can do to really bring me back into it, but I'm still riding out. But it definitely had moments. I was shocked at some of the choices in the game, but yeah.
Okay, let's get into it. I know it was an absolute slow start as well because
it was a half an hour show, 20 minutes at best.
20 minutes basically. Yeah. All we needed was the game. Other than that, you know, what are we doing? So basically, it's like it starts off with the aftermath of the girls leaving and everybody kind of being a bit like, I guess, a little melancholy.
Yeah,
let's say.
Yeah, but it's the usual kind of
reflective.
Like, oh, I can't believe they. Shut up.
Yeah. You know, Gabby was like, oh, you know, everybody I love leaves.
Do you know, I really don't like her.
You don't like Gabby?
Yeah, I just the more and more she comes on the screen, the more and more she grates me. Like I just feel like she's a little bit unhinged. But anyway, yeah.
Okay. Well, her and Casey, they're chatting away. Curtis and Ekin are chatting with Omar and Catherine, and I seen they seem to be a foursome a lot.
Oh, really?
There was quite a few scenes where it's like the four of them are chilling in places together. So it's like, okay, so they have their little thing.
KW said the date was dead, and then my first thought was, what date? Yeah, I don't even think we need to talk about the date. But anyway,
they so yes, they're chatting, and then basically Ekin and Curtis are saying that they are stronger for Danielle coming into their lives and trying to ruin them.
Yeah,
but yes, it's made them,
because it was all Danielle, wasn't it? It was nothing to do with Curtis.
Yeah,
he had nothing to do with that.
Exactly. All right, so Chugs goes in for a kiss with Tina.
Huzzah! I think Ian Sterling's rubbed off on me now.
Yeah, he has, isn't it?
Yeah, huzzah! But that was horrible. But also,
I felt for him.
He's an idiot. Yeah,
he was so red.
How can you tell her? Like, you signaled it. Yeah, you were like, I'm gonna go in and just do something now, and it's just like, brother, like read the room. Even how she was sitting. Oh man,
nothing was suggesting I want to kiss you. She was laid back in a different slant to you. Like, nothing was saying I'm remotely interested in lipsing you. Even how his legs were, it was literally like, bro, it's not the time.
It would have been such a by force kiss, if it had happened. But like, you literally wanted to kiss her because you spoke to the guys and said, I'm gonna kiss her. Like, and I'm glad she done that, because obviously she didn't like him from anyway. But maybe also her female intuition was like, no.
I'm not. You're
not the one.
I'm not even feeling you enough to pretend to like you and kiss you. I'm actually glad like Tina was just like, yeah, it's not about you, Chugs, because she ain't on it.
And you can see,
and she actually always hasn't been on it.
And you can see he's a man that is not used to being told no.
Yeah.
Like, but to be fair, he even said it.
No, he went crazily red.
The way his head is big, like
in size.
I'm talking in size, not I can't believe he gets girls the way that he's making out. Like,
diameter and ego. His head is big. Casey,
she never served any of Omar's kisses though.
Basically, for real. So
yeah,
Casey and Gabby, they get the text that they're going to be going on a date, and then they start getting ready. You know what the thing is, actually? So when Chugs was telling the guys that he was Swerve, and Omar was the one that went really.
Yeah.
And I thought Omar was saying really because he's thinking, but she's let me lips her twice.
There was no swerving. There was no swerving.
We've lipsed. So,
but also, me and you are not the same.
I know.
I
know Omar was feeling a little sweet.
Of course he was. Hey, don't give me your leggies, I beg.
Gabby and Casey's date. So they've gone to a restaurant that nobody was at, or they're in front of a building. I couldn't really tell.
I swear they're always in front of a building. They're always in front of just a random building.
It looked like they were in front of somebody's yard.
Do you know what was
and
really
they put
random?
tables out.
The lady that came out and we just saw her leaving, going, "Thank you." Like, what? Why?
It's unnecessary.
Why?
You know, I really want Love Island producers to do, because the dates are dry, is actually give them like debate cards, like, you know, like those conversation cards, so that you get that, you pull it out, there's a question on it, and then they discuss this, and so we get something.
But you know what the
else.
problem with that is?
What?
For a lot of them, they'll get a card and it'll be like, "Tell us about a time where you were your most scared," or whatever like that, and they'll literally be like, "It's a bit deep in it, babe," and they'll struggle to get past that.
Give them trivia ones. I just want another conversation other than our journey in here has gone like da-da-da. When we are on the outside, we've
watched it,
because it doesn't happen. Now, I don't believe for a second that these two, I give them 3 months tops when they come out. So all of these plans, walking dogs, it's like, okay, whatever.
I'll give them longer than that, you know.
Yeah,
I'll give them longer than that.
It's Casey.
I'll give them a year, you know, because
a year.
Casey's selling a good game to me. Like, Casey is selling the "I'm a changed man" routine to me, and I have bought tickets.
Nah. I'm only believing Ronna's is the only one that is changed.
I don't believe Ron.
So you think Ronnie hasn't changed and Casey is the changer?
Yeah,
never.
Because you know what it is? Casey has an ease about him that a man that is like settled has. Like,
no, but he has that with every girl he's with.
Okay.
It's just how he moves.
All right. Cool.
You would have thought he loved Claude. Was her name Claudia? The last one that he was with.
What, in here or?
This was in his actual season.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, dude, okay. I don't trust him for a second. I don't trust Casey for a second. But yes, let's see. So I'm saying 3 months. You're giving them a year.
So, but you reckon that Ronnie and Harriet will last longer?
I'm giving them 2 years.
Oh, okay.
2 years to marriage. Actually, they may be each other's lobster.
Wow.
I'm kind of believing them. I don't know why. I'm believing them. All right, so their date wasn't anything eventful in any way, shape, or form, but they are now closed off.
We don't care. Yeah, KW is right. Like, yeah, kind of slightly more. How much do you earn? Are you religious? What's your family saying? Can you cook? Like, yeah.
Just
like, give us something
else, so that it's varied. Like, I'm sick and tired of hearing the same conversations from different people.
Yeah, right.
All right, so then they come back in and everybody is giddy to see them, and they basically tell each other, the girl group and the boy groups, that they are closed off now, and everyone cheers, hurrah,
huzzah.
Yes, okay. So Chugs and Tina chatting to each other. The only thing I've got is Tina really doesn't look interested at all.
It's actually difficult to watch.
Yeah, she's not on it.
Like, the way she's not on it, and the way he can't see that she's not on it. Like,
well, I guess he wants to stay in, don't he? Like, and I'm annoyed with Tina because she's had too many chances. A bit like Scott. Like,
who, other than Scott, who did she have?
No, because she was saved, and then not that Danielle. Actually, I may have even preferred Danielle staying in. I don't know. I just feel like Tina could go time ago as well. Like, you know,
Tina probably should have gone when Scott went.
Yeah. We just didn't really need her.
Tina was there for a long time, not a good time.
Basically, like, she's just been riding the wave, like, just hanging about. All right. Ekin and Curtis, they have a little chat, and Ekin says that it means so much to her that Curtis stuck up for her. And Curtis said, "It's all right, babe. I will always stick up for you." That was a little... I
don't have anything to say on that.
It's a little moment.
I don't have anything to say. Yeah.
All right, so Elma gets a text and is told that the hideaway is open. This hideaway situation, why was it Ronnie and Harriet that got it?
I don't want... Yeah, let me not.
It's not that I want to see particularly anybody's bodies in there, but I felt that they were the least deserving to go into the hideaway. I even would have said Ekin and Curtis.
I would have loved for Catherine and Omar to get it, but I think they're probably quite far down the pecking order. But I'm just not interested in seeing Ronnie and Harriet in there. Like I literally zoned out for that whole segment. Like I was just like, this is dead.
I felt like everybody else was way more deserving.
I tell you when I properly zoned out is when they were in there, and then he said, "What does lust mean?" And I was like, this is problematic. Like having people, like I'm not even a snob like that, yeah. But having people continually on TV who aren't that bright, and I don't even mean to be like rude and disrespectful, but it's problematic.
I think he's too old as well.
How old is he?
Like I swear Ronnie is like 30 or knocking on 30's door.
Yeah.
To not know what lust means, is a bit crazy.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, my notes are Ronnie is a bit dim.
And case on point.
But he did say that he loves Harriet, and Harriet did say that she loves him back. And the night vision looked like they definitely had.
They were doing things, mate.
Yeah.
Someone was pitching a tent. Yeah.
So, KW says IQ of -2.
And that's generous.
He's not bright. But then Harriet seems to be okay with that. That's why I feel like they're gonna work.
But he doesn't also come across as particularly bright. So
they'll work
they
it
are
out.
equally yoked.
Yes, yeah. All right. So then we get to the challenge. And the challenge is called To Be Honest.
Mm-hmm.
This was the best part of the whole show.
Yeah.
And this is all we needed to see. And I think it did last 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Everything else was dud. I'm scared for tomorrow because
for
the rest of the week. How are we gonna do this? Honestly. All right. So first one was the most boring couple. And Chugs and Tina won. Which I think is fair.
I think that was fair.
Yeah.
Like, so even them trying to battle it, but I mean, their line for everybody was like, "Oh, they're just boring. They're just boring." It's like, shut up, because you're boring. But yeah, it was fair. It was like, come on, man.
Because if there was somebody else more boring than them, they wouldn't have got basically all the votes. Yeah. Well, it was them and Luca and Grace, and I believe that Grace appears dry anyway.
Yeah.
And Luca is intense in a way that is a bit annoying. But
yeah, I mean, he's all in. He's all in right now. So whatever Grace does, Luca is doing. So
Batty and bench, and that's how he was with Gemma as well.
He was.
Remember, he was up, Gemma's
and it was a bit
batty.
Unnerving.
Yeah, I think he's that guy.
Yeah.
Usually women have that, like when they get a guy and then they just abandon their friends.
Yeah.
He's that guy.
That's Luca. Yeah, you're not wrong.
He'll just be up inside his girl's batty.
So I thought when it was it her name Gemma? I thought he was like that because he clocked who her dad was.
Yeah.
And so I thought he was just like, I can't mess up, I can't fumble the bag.
I mean, he did though.
But he did.
You see her yard as well. I mean, that's a big fumble.
I ain't seen her yard, but I can't imagine.
It was serious.
What, are we talking her yard or her daddy's yard?
You remember she was 19, so she was still living at home.
I forget.
Oh God.
Dear. Moving on swiftly.
Okay. All right. So the next one was lacks sense of humor. As a couple. So with this, it was joint Ronnie and Harriet and Tina and Chugs, and then Grace and Luca got one vote. It was leveled that together as a couple, Ronnie and Harriet take themselves too seriously.
Yeah, and I can absolutely buy that.
Yeah,
I can absolutely buy that.
Because you can't say nothing to them. Harriet is immediately like.
But the irony is that even the moment that they nominated them for the thing, she was already giving it all of that, proving their point, and it's just like, shut up.
Yeah. It was a shame because I actually find Ronnie really funny. So yeah, it's a shame that they were up so many times for that one. The one partner that wears the trousers, and again, Grace and Luca only got one vote, but Ronnie and Harriet got 6 votes.
I was surprised at that. I thought Grace and Luca for sure were going to win that one.
Ekin and Curtis, I was like, how were these two not getting nominated for this? Like,
yeah, I was shocked at that one, but at the same time, but then also Harriet owned it, and then Ronnie came with that line that I will forever hate.
Well,
happy wife, happy life. I was like, brother, you're a dickhead.
What, you
like,
didn't say that? No, you haven't ever said that at all. All right, so next one was most likely to cheat. Ekin and Curtis got 5 votes.
Curtis was. This is probably the most masculine I've seen Curtis the whole season, because he was getting hot and he didn't like it.
Yeah,
he did not like it.
It's the worst one to get though.
Yeah, it is.
Like as a couple.
Yeah. But
you don't want to get the cheating one, because that is like you two are absolutely unserious.
But then the whole thing is that I think the worst way to respond to that is the way that Curtis responded to it. So if you respond to it and you're getting all het up, you're just kind of like, look, it's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas actually his argument for it in terms of like, you know, that situation there, number one, I didn't cheat. And number two, it just made me focus myself. If you just kept delivering that argument, but calmly.
Yeah. You're not getting irritated. But Ekin being like, I've never cheated. It's like, Ekin.
No, Ekin, you cheated.
We saw you crawl across the floor. Like, that's why Davide was calling you a liar and an actress. Like, we've seen it. Like, why? Remember? It was them two, and then a new guy came in, and she was like, I'm going to get to know him.
And then she up on the thing.
Yeah, and she crawled across the terrace.
Why did I forget that one?
I was like, what are you talking about? Yeah. About I've never cheated. You can say that weren't your man, but you haven't shown honourable traits.
You haven't shown the traits of somebody that would not be open to it.
Precisely. Mm-hmm. So, you know. Casey, Casey told Ekin about herself when she tried to get pissy with him. And then Ekin says under her breath that really pissed her off. So they'll probably have to have a talk tomorrow as well. Next one was, which couple are in it for clout? And Casey and Gabby, basically, they got the majority of the votes, which kind of annoyed me. But because Casey has been on the show 3 times.
But also, did you see the way Casey handled that?
Yeah.
And that's the way you handle it.
Yeah. He did. He kind of, you know, he handled it all right.
You know what I mean? You state what you're about. I can see where you're coming from. It's not that though. Keep it moving.
Ronnie and Harriet, they also get a few votes. And then Harriet proceeds to go off on one at Casey. And she swears at him.
What did she say again?
She told him to shut the fuck up. Now, I think when you put the bass in your voice and you add in a swear word, you can't do that, because then the guy, it's not fair. It's like there has to be an elevation, but you're kind of doing it because you're a woman, and he can't go off in a way. Although Casey will, and he did stand up for himself, like, why are you swearing at me? Like, how can you tell me that? But when
how can she slap? Hey,
don't make me
you're lurkies, man. Allow me. I got things to do. I can't get ill.
God. No, like when he started to get loud, and Ronnie actually was like, all right. Then Casey had to turn to Ronnie and be like, but she can't just swear at me. But still, it's like, you can't do that, because then it turns into your fellas have to sort it out.
Do you know what? I'm actually gonna have to make a proper group, because there is a bunch of girls in there that will get their man beaten up. Grace is one, Harriet is one.
But Grace and Harriet are brethren.
Elma's one as well, though.
Yeah. No, definitely. No, I just thought that Harriet, she took it to a next level. Like it wasn't that deep. Like, really. And what he was saying, though, it is fair. Like, you've come into the show, you knew that Ronnie was on the show, you know that you and Ronnie are going to get back together again. There is no other way for you to have been on the show other than for clout.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, it's fair. I mean, you're all in it for clout, but
I mean, I think that's the thing in it. It's like, you can't go on Love Island and then someone say you're there for clout and then you get upset.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Like, you never... She didn't even really entertain anybody else. Like, you weren't on Ron. Ron didn't fancy you either. It weren't like everybody that came in, you was actually like, oh no, I'm going to chat to them. It was a beeline for Ronnie. Ronnie made a beeline for you. It was you two. This is for clout. You've just re-emerged as the couple. Like, come on, let's not. Okay, so it all calms down, and then they are told that there's 3 couples that have got the most votes, which is Tina and Chugs, Ekin and Curtis, and Ronnie and Harriet, and they are all vulnerable now, and the public are going to decide who is leaving the villa. And then Catherine, with her African self, says, "Oh my goodness!" She is such an African auntie.
What was that?
That's exactly what she did. That's exactly what she did.
Oh dear.
Yes. So that was like the most thrilling of it.
And can we also shout out Catherine and Omar? No votes.
No votes at all. I'm very, very glad for them. Like, actually, they may just run along to the finals. I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna win. But
I listen, for them as backup dancers, getting to the final is a win.
Yeah, for real, for real.
So,
second or third, they could do.
Yeah,
actually, because they're pleasant enough. Like, you know, they haven't been offensive to anybody. They seem to be friends with everybody in there. They actually may be okay, to be fair.
I also hope Ekin and Sue go. Ekin and Curtis go.
Yeah, that's who I also want to go as well.
I have a feeling 2 couples are gonna go.
I would love it if Tina and Chugs go. Yeah. And Ekin and Curtis went.
I could live with that.
I'd actually be very happy with that taking place. I don't know though. I think it's probably going to be one, and it's probably going to be Tina and Chugs.
It's just so boring.
But I did vote to save Ronnie and Harriet from both of my phones because it's a vote to save. So I don't know. I still think Ekin has enough, and Curtis. It's like Curtis also has fans.
Yeah. Like they're
probably riding.
I want them to leave, but they are absolutely going to ride it.
Yeah. They got a lot of fans. That's a bit annoying because also within that, those 2 could also ride to second or first stage just on their fan bases. So that's a bit annoying. But I'd love it if there was a twist. Like, let's say the public was allowed to take out one, and then it was between Ronnie and Harriet and Ekin-Su and Curtis, and they had to pick in there. Because then I don't know. I feel like I don't know. But I feel like more people like Ronnie. Not necessarily Harriet, but I think Ronnie could garner enough that they would be like, no, we don't want to see Ronnie go. Yeah. Whereas I think Ekin and Curtis, people could let them go.
I agree with that.
And quite a few times, which I really was surprised about, Catherine and Omar voted for Ekin and Curtis. Yeah. And I was like, oh, good. Okay, interesting.
Good.
Yeah. Good. I think Elmer and Sammy, I don't think they got any either.
I don't think they did, actually. I don't think they did.
So that's an interesting one. So, yes, let's see. I would like them to do that spin.
Yeah.
Drop people out quickly. Let's get it moving.
Obviously, I just now, because they are the only ethnics in the villa, and we're not going to get any more, and I think this thing will be really cool. I just want to make sure that they ride to the final.
Yes.
Yeah. Even I saw a video, Kaz. She said it herself. She was saying, somebody asked her what would she do if she was a producer on Love Island Allstars this year, and one of the things that she was doing is make sure that there was more people of color in there, because even she was like, how can you let 3 people of color go and not replace?
Yes.
And it was.
Yes, her one line of it was giving white party.
It was.
I was like, go on, Kaz.
It's giving all white parties.
That's why we liked her.
Yeah.
But no, I don't even know. I guess they probably will have some more people coming in. Why? I don't know why, but
there's a week left. No, this is the last week, right?
Yeah.
Why is anybody going to come now?
I don't know. Like the Last Temptation. I don't know. I don't know. It wouldn't be worth it. They could end this tomorrow.
They just need to wrap this up.
Fine.
They need to wrap this up because there is nothing that they can do to salvage this season.
No.
The season is dead.
Nah. They should let it go. Just let this one go. It didn't really work, and just do Love Island Games, and let's move on with that in the winter. That would be great.
Love Island Games.
Flipping is phenomenal. it's actually the best thing that they've done in the franchise.
You really sure?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
No, honestly, phenomenal. It beats all of the Love Islands.
I am just looking forward to Love Is Blind.
Okay,
that this Wednesday.
Yes. So we will do that. We'll do it over the days, innit? Yeah.
I just will appreciate not having to look at so many batty cheeks, so many unflattering batty cheeks every evening. So yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, guys. We will be back again tomorrow, 10:30. So we will see you then for Are We Watching This?
Let's pray we get a good episode. Good
real.
night.
Night.
Oh gosh, I've got to actually end the stream.
Yes, you do.
All right. Where's my mouse gone? Oh,
yeah.
Look at that problem.
See, KW.
What's she say?
Love Island games on steroids. I'm telling you.
All right, we'll see. Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.